Hello and welcome back to PTMTR, where today, in chime with the sun we've been having, we're going to be making some ravioli. We're starting off by lightly roasting some incredible pine nuts, so take them to a dry skillet on a medium to high heat and go in with a pinch of salt to help dry them out a little, and just keep them moving until you get this colour. Once they're done, remove them and then in the same pan go in with a splash of olive oil whilst we prep some stunning spinach. Crush in a couple of cloves of garlic and a pat of butter till your garlic is beautifully blonde. And then add in handfuls of spinach, again seasoning them down with some salt and pepper and about half a teaspoon of nutmeg powder, or fresh ground nutmeg is probably going to be better. Once you've sauteed down the spinach, drain as much of the water out as possible, and then we're just going to run a knife through this a couple of times, just to get the texture a little finer because we can't have full on leaves inside a small ravioli parcel. Then just dab off any excess moisture without going all Team 10 and set it aside whilst we prep the rest of our filling, which starts with a beautiful subtle ricotta cheese, and the zest of half a lemon, and about 3/4 of a cup of Parmigiano Reggiano. That's so fun to say. Don't forget to add in your toasted pine nuts, and then just run through the mixture with a fork before mixing in the rest of the spinach. Taste it for seasoning, and you want to end up with a dryish mix. It can't be too wet or runny, otherwise it's just not going to work. Now moving on to the pasta. If you want to learn how to make the perfect pasta, click here in 3, 2, 1. So this is 100 grams of flour with 1 egg and 2 yolks. We're basically going for a long sheet of lasagna. Once it's nice and thin, square it off with a knife and spoon on small balls of the ricotta filling and keep it evenly spaced. Not too heavy handed, and you can definitely make smaller ravioli than I did here. You want to fold the lip over to fully envelop the stuffing and brush down the seams with a bit of egg wash to make a seal. And as you can see here, I'm using my fingers to gently massage the air out of the ravioli, keeping them as airtight as possible. This is eventually going to help with consistent cooking. Once you're satisfied that they're relatively air-free, section them off by cutting them into equal sizes, and you want to trim off almost a 3:1 ratio of pasta to filling, so don't trim too close to the center. Then just grab a pan of water seasoned with salt and a splash of olive oil, and drop in those perfect petite parcels. With fresh pasta, you can tell it's cooked when the pasta floats on top, hence making sure there's no air trapped inside the ravioli, otherwise it's just going to be awfully confusing as far as cook times are concerned. Now what I'm going to do is keep this dish super light and fresh, so I'm going to finish them off by sauteing them in butter infused with thyme and sage and thickened down with a bit more parmesan. Garnished with some fresh mint, and bon appetit. You've just made some ravioli. If you did like this video, drop a like down below, subscribe and comment as well. I'm going to leave a link to my Patreon page down below, definitely check that out. Happy cooking.